The Foxcroft Academy boys basketball team is having a great season for the 25-26 campaign. They've moved to Class C, and right now they're one of the top seeds in the Northern Maine Division. Earlier this week, I had a chance to talk to Foxcroft Academy head coach Charles Beal and their captain Lennon McAfee about the season and overcoming adversity. If you've watched Lennon on the court over the last few years, you've seen him get better and better, and he's overcoming a birth injury and doing a great job at it. All right, having the opportunity to chat with Foxcroft Academy boys basketball coach Charles Beal, and kind of doing this piece on Lennon, talking about the season. And I think we both have kind of a unique aspect of this, because I saw Lennon as a freshman. You've seen him the last 3 years at the position. Talk about the growth that you've seen over those 3 years that you've seen from your one of your star players, Lennon McAfee.
I think very early, him and I had a very good relationship in the summertime, just putting in work and just seeing the skill that he has, the natural skill. Everyone sees, his issue with his right arm and that how it impacts how he can play. Really can only go left, and that really has not halted him in his development as a player from his sophomore year to senior year, but it really goes into how much work he has put in the summertime, in the off season, not really in the AAU stuff, but getting in the gym, perfecting his shot and his ability to get to the rim. And so I've just been extremely proud of him and his journey, because it's very easy to say just stop him from going left, because coaches say that all the time. But for him as an individual, not just getting through to his ability to go left and get to the rim, but just getting through his the issue with his right arm and playing on the court, not just contributing on a team, but being one of the best players in Class C.
And I think one of the cool things, I think you mentioned it right there, is that, when you see him the first time, he can kind of fly under the radar, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, well, we actually have to go out and guard him. And, he's pulling up from 25 feet away. He can get to the basket. And as far as what you've seen from him, from what I saw, one of his best attributes was actually getting to the basket.
Sure, yeah.
And the way that he turns the corner, he's just going to go.
He's very good at getting to the rim. And I remember it was the first, he was a little out of control as a freshman, like almost every freshman is. It's very rare for a freshman to be under control. And we worked on getting up, playing off 2 feet, right? Getting to his jump stop, playing off 2 feet. And he's a technician down there. He has very good strength in his lower body. And he's able to perfect just any leverage that he can get on the court and in the post. He's able to use that to his advantage and to create open opportunities. I can't say enough. I mean, his basketball IQ, whether he knows it or not, is extremely high, specifically when he has the ball.
What can his story mean to other people, younger players coming up?
I remember watching him when he was a freshman, when you were coaching, when he was a freshman, and from the stands, and I didn't know who he was at the time, and I was just drawn to him, because you can obviously tell that there is an inability, that he doesn't have his full range of motion in his right arm. And I think, oftentimes after games, whether we go to Presque Isle, Washington Academy, I have people message me saying how much of an inspiration he is. And so I think when you can push through an injury, not even an injury like that, but just a handicap like that in life, where people in life have, everyone's not born on a silver platter, not on the same level or anything. And when they see someone that has been dealt a poor hand, and for him not just to, take the hand that he was dealt, and for him to work really hard to become an extremely valuable basketball player, I think that is a powerful story in and of itself.
Have you seen him grow just, as the years have gone on, not just physically, but mentally? Has he grown? He seems to have grown as a player.
Not just as a player, but I think, at first, I know we've talked about it, and that people see it, early as a sophomore and junior, but now, everyone has always said, "Oh, imagine if he can go right, how good of a player he'd be." I think he and I both understand, like, he has such an edge because he has that chip on his shoulder that, he has turned something that people would call a weakness into a strength. And I think that is part of his maturity that he's grown for the last 3 years. And it's just been a pleasure to coach him and just to see his journey as a player.
And the team in general, as the season has gone on, you're sitting at 9-1 right now. One of the best seasons we've had in a long time here at Foxcroft Academy. And you guys are getting great contribution from everyone, including Lennon.
Sure. Yeah, and it's not, everyone would tell you, and Lennon would be the first to say that he's not like, that this is not a Lennon show, right? It's not just the 5 guys on the court, but it's the entire bench. It's all 14 guys on the roster, and Lennon's very unselfish, very humble kid. He's not going to. I've not ever heard him talk about himself in a bragging way. That's the type of kid he is, and he it's not just him, but everyone works hard. But Lennon brings the edge. Like, he is one of the only guys that we have that is basketball all year long. And I just can't say enough. It's easy for people to want to see the product in the wintertime and to just, take a whole season off and then watch it again next season and to enjoy Lennon again. They don't see all the work he puts in. And that's something I've said and I'll continue to say is the amount of hours that he has put in this gym is the reason why he is the player he is today.
All right, back at Foxcroft Academy, an opportunity to chat with Foxcroft Academy senior Lennon McAfee. And Lennon, we're going to hit a couple different things, a couple different topics with this talk here today. But let's start with the season for you guys right now. Coming in 9-1, big game with Herman tomorrow night. But Ponies have found their way here this season so far.
Yep, I think with Coach Beal going into his third season, it's got a lot of experience down for him, along with us. I mean, when he first came in, we were sophomores, so a lot of the senior class. So, I mean, just getting more experience under our belts and getting used to winning, I guess. I think that's a big one, just being able to handle ourselves after wins and not being too, certain that we're just going to make it all the way. We just have that humbleness to us, and, yeah, I think that's taken us far.
And it feels pretty good to win, though, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, yeah. It feels good, but we got to keep ourselves under control and realize that the playoffs, it's 0-0, so just keep that. You just got to get there.
And those will be coming up here in the next month or so. Let's talk about another facet of this year for people seeing you maybe for the first time, having an opportunity to play for Foxcroft Academy. Some have noticed the arm injury that you have, a birth injury that you've had really for 18 years now.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about it, because people see you and they're like, man, you shouldn't be as good as you are the way you're playing. What happened?
So when I was born, as I was being birthed, I was overgrown. I was a month past due, and the doctor, instead of usually what they do, breaking the baby's collarbone, they had to just rip on my shoulder, and it pulled it out of place. And the only way to get better was just to have a surgery. I was in a full body cast where I had to have my arm above my head for the first 3 years of my life. And then I had a surgery which allowed me then to bring it back down. But for a while I couldn't lift it up here, but just with some physical therapy and stuff, I was able to eventually rise it.
But you wanted to play basketball from the beginning as a little kid. You've obviously had it your whole life, so you're used to it. But were there some limitations for you playing basketball you noticed right off the bat?
So some limitations I noticed firsthand is when I can't flip my arm completely this way. So when I'm going to do a dribble move, it's hard to kind of keep the ball in my possession by cupping it. I can't really do that. And I can't really, since a lot of layups, finger rolls, you go with one hand up, I can't do that. I just can't do that. So, yeah, that's the limitation.
But you've been able to find some ways to maybe make that to your advantage, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of that just comes down to, in the summer, just with Coach Beal, just working on counters, because obviously I go left, so I need to be able to counter that when someone cuts me off. Just working on counters for counters, just keep on just grinding that out. And
we've seen you hit a ton of three-pointers this year, some outside shots. But one thing I noticed when we saw you back as a freshman, you like to get to the basket too, and that seems to be a good part of your game, going right to the hoop.
Yeah, I think a big thing for me, even learning this now, is just I think I should starting the game inside out. You usually want to start on the inside and then work your way back out, instead of just having the defense collapse on you immediately by shooting. It just opens the game up more.
When you're playing really well, what do you feel? What are you doing out there when you're playing really well?
When I'm playing well, it just brings me a lot of energy. When I play well, I think it helps. It brings my teammates' morale up, and then we bring all of that energy to the defensive side of the ball, because that's where we start our game, the defensive side of the ball. We hang our hat on that. And
for a young kid, someone that comes in and maybe they have a similar injury to you or something that makes it a little bit limiting, what can you tell them to do to get to where you are now?
I think there's nothing else you can do other than just work hard. I mean, you're going to have limitations, but the best thing you can do is just do what you can, just repetition, the same thing over and over again, and just keep working. What got me to where I am, I would say, is just working hard. Playing in the driveway, playing with friends and pickup games, just doing everything I can to just work on my game.
Let's talk about the season right now is going on as we continue. We'll see, obviously, before the end of the regular season, but how far can this Pony team go this year?
I think we can go as far as we allow ourselves. I mean, I think the only people holding us back are ourselves. I think since we hold our hat on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, defense is something you can control more than if shots go in or not. So that's what we like to think. Like, if we can stop the other team from scoring, even if our shots aren't falling, like, we will make up for that on defense. And I think, obviously, dropping down to Class C, I mean, the Big East, the last couple of years have been one of the most competitive conferences in the state all around.
Yeah.
So I think dropping helps us as well. But we also play some competition, and we're learning how to compete and win with those teams and be humble about it.
Well, Lennon, you're humble, you're strong, you're a good player. It's been fun watching you, and we wish you the best of luck as the season goes on here.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's Lennon McAfee, star player here for the Foxcroft Academy Ponies, as we talk pony basketball. It's been a great season so far for the Foxcroft Academy Ponies, and Lennon McAfee is someone that you can really look up to as a young player. Foxcroft takes on Herman tonight. They'll travel to Caribou and take on the Vikings on Saturday. Reporting for Eastern Maine Sports, I'm Toby Nelson.